Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. I hope all of you are fine and doing well. The topic we will discuss today it is the sources of the carbohydrates. That what are the main sources of the carbohydrates and how we can gain the different types of the carbohydrates from our daily life substances or from the food items. So mainly when we talk about the sources of the carbohydrates, we can take them from the different substances like if we have different fruits and if we have the different vegetables and along with that, if we have the pulses or the different spices, all they contain the carbohydrates and their different form. They may contain their monosaccharides, which is glucose or which is fructose, or they may contain their oligosaccharides, which is the sucrose or galactose or the raffinose, or they may contain the different type of the polysaccharides. They may contain starch and they may contain cellulose and chitin along with that. So this is the simple sources of the carbohydrates. Let's discuss them one by one. First one we have glucose, fructose and galactose. All these three are known as the monosaccharides. As they are monosaccharides, so they cannot be hydrolyzed, and from where we can gain the different types. First one we have the rice, main source of the glucose. Rice, we have the pasta, we have the oats, we have the starchy vegetables, and we have the bread. All they contain the glucose in them. So they are the main source of the glucose. The thing we have the rice. On the other hand, we have agave, it is a plant. We have apple, we have pear, mango, honey, soda, which is having some chemicals in it. We have milk, we have agnon, yogurt, whey powder, we have beer, which is a sweet stout, and the puddings of the different fruits. All they contain these three types of the monosaccharides, which is glucose, fructose, and galactose. As their main source of energy, they are providing us the main type of the carbohydrate. When we gain these carbohydrates from these products, then they will be metabolized, and after the metabolism, they provides the energy to our body, and this energy then we will use for the different purpose or the different workout in our daily life. On the other hand, if we have the varied uses of the glucose and galactose, they may be from fruits, they may be from vegetables, and they may be from honey and the cereals. So all these are the main sources of the glucose, fructose, and galactose on a whole. After that, we have some disaccharides, in which the first one disaccharide we have is sucrose. Its formula we have C12H22O11, and it is mainly a disaccharide. Disaccharide mean a type of carbohydrate which mainly produces two units of monosaccharides upon hydrolysis. The first one we have the sugar. It is mainly the carbs which denotes that it is a carbohydrate. Along with that, it provides a lot of energy to our body for the different functions. And other source of sucrose is maple syrup, where the maple syrup it is obtained from vitamin B12, and it is the main source of the carbs that is known as carbohydrate, the maple syrup. On the other hand, the third one, which is chocolate, it is the main source of energy and it provides calories to our body. On a whole, it is also the main source of sucrose. So, all these three are the examples of the carbohydrates from our daily life, which is a disaccharide. After that, we have lactose. So, the word lactose it denoted the simple milk products. It is a sugar that is mainly present in the milk. It is also a disaccharide. It also produces two monosaccharides upon hydrolysis. On the other hand, we can gain the lactose from milk. We can gain it from the eggnog. We can gain it from the yogurt. We have the whey powder. We have the beer and the pudding. All these three are the main sources of the lactose. that in our daily life we all use all these different substances for the lactation of the body. After that we have maltose. Here the maltose, it is also a disaccharide, and upon hydrolysis it produces two glucose units or two monosaccharides, so that's why it is a disaccharide. Di means basically producing two units. So we can gain the maltose from the wheat, which is the main source of carbohydrates, as well it provides the fibers to our the body. Next we have the spelt. It is also a fiber for the body and carbohydrates. On the other hand, if we use any sugar substituent as compared to the glucose or the sucrose, they also contain carbohydrates and they provide calcium to our body. So this was the simple uses or sources of the carbohydrates. On a whole, after that we have some polysaccharides. So we can gain the polysaccharides as we have the starch, and the second one we have cellulose. Mainly the starch which is present in the cereal crops. It is present in the cereal crops, which may be wheat, it may be from wheat, it may be from maize, and it may be from barley. And it is also present in the rice. So all these substances contain starch in them. On the other hand, when we talk about the cellulose, and if we have cotton in the pure state, then this cotton will be the example of the cellulose. So this was a simple sources of the carbohydrates we have, in which we discuss sucrose, maltose, lactose, glucose, fructose, and different polysaccharides like starch and cellulose. I hope you guys understand about the topic, and if you have any queries, you may ask me about that in the comment section, and I will get back to you guys soon. And the next topic that we will discuss, it is the uses of the carbohydrates, that how the carbohydrates are useful for our body and in our daily routine. For that time, you guys keep learning and have a good day.